He suspects it.
Good morning, Unity of Gaithersburg. My name is Reverend Cheryl Myers, and it is my absolute joy to be with you this morning. And we welcome everyone who's tuning in via live stream YouTube. Good morning to you. So I'm so excited. Have you seen our new sign when you turn into the driveway? Yes. Neil Peacock has done his little magic and created our sign and the driveway with our new Unity branding. So it's just these little changes that are just so exciting. So we just celebrate. We just celebrate all these wonderful, we celebrate change. We celebrate change, and we're going to hear more about that today. So thank you so much for being here this morning. So let's just take a deep breath. And if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes, and let's just begin our time together with prayer. So as we breathe into our heart, we feel our heart opening. We feel our heart opening to the joys of spiritual community, to the heart connection, to the vitality and vibrancy of spiritual community unfolding. So thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you for being a part of Unity of Gaithersburg Unfolding, as we are committed to be a light in this world. And thank you for shining your light this morning. Thank you for being a light in our world. And so we celebrate our Sunday celebration here at Unity of Gaithersburg and set a silent intention to be blessed and uplifted by our time here together today. How sweet it is to come together in unity. And for this time together, we do feel that gratitude overflowing. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So, if you would like to know what Unity of Gaithersburg is up to in our vision and our mission, if you flip over your bulletin, you can take a little read of what that is and what we are about. And if you are here with us for the very first time this morning, could you please raise your hand? And our ushers will come and give you a welcome packet. And if you fill out that little card on the front and slip it into the offering bag, we'll just simply add your email address to our Friday afternoon online newsletter, which is very informative and tells you the scoop of what's happening here at Unity of Gaithersburg. Well, let's stand now and sing a song together.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All that I seek, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing, is so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. For it all, na 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 na, na 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 na. Grateful for it all, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Grateful for it all.
Take a moment and greet your neighbor, offer a handshake, and ask for a hug. Please make your way back to your seats.
And if you'll make your way back to your seats now, all that I am, all that I've been, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing,
seated.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Jane McCarthy, and I'm here to bring you this week's Transformational Opportunities, which you can also find in our newsletter. And if you'd like to receive our newsletter, if you could leave your email with us, and we can get you on the list. Now, if you would just take a moment to silence your cell phones so that we won't be embarrassed when it rings, right? Might as well say what it is, right? Okay. So, our second annual Big Spring Prosperity Fling online auction is fast approaching. So, Mike Fanny will come up. Oh, here you are. Yeah, you're right. It's your turn. Here you go, Mike.
Thank you very much. Well, happy Sunday again. So last time I gave you a little bit about the what and why, and I'm going to do that again today. And then I'm going to talk about 3 frequently asked questions, the most exciting FAQs you've ever heard. So I'll start with the what and why. It is our auction to raise money for our community. That's plain and simple what it is. Clearly we need donations. Clearly we need people to share. Clearly we need people to bid. But at the end of the day, it's to build resources for our community. And then let me jump into the questions. So one of them was, No, thank you. So one of them was, how much is this going to raise for the community? Well, we're going to raise over $20,000 for the community.
Wow.
And so it is. And then, how much do you have already? Now, clearly, we haven't started the auction, so it's tough to answer that. But then you say, well, what's the value of the stuff that you've got? And the first answer to that is some of the stuff is priceless. You can't put a price to it.
Yeah.
And one example is the grill and chill with the board. Woo! So where you get to experience the culinary and catering mastery of the board. And you can't put a price on that. We did actually put a price on, but that's a thing. But all totaled, right now, as of today, we've got about $17,000 worth of value in the auction, and we're trying to get that last $3,000. And I have to admit, last week I held up a box of mint condition baseball cards, unopened, from 1980, I think it was, tops. I failed to put that into the auction thus far, so I said, Joan, can we extend it just a little bit longer so I can put that box of baseball cards in? And so Joan said, yes, we're going to extend it. And so we're going to extend the donation phase until this coming Wednesday. So if you've got stuff, new stuff, cool stuff, could be a $25 gift certificate to Starbucks. It could be a timeshare in New York City. Doesn't, whatever. It's all good stuff. Please go ahead and plug it in. And then the bidding stage will be opening up. And Joan, remind me, what was the, when do we start the bidding?
Monday the 23rd of April at 7 a.m.
So Monday the 23rd. So that's right. The bidding will be fast and furious. But the main issue here is for the next couple of days before Wednesday, look around. What do you have? Gifts, talents, treasure, gift cards, professional services, painting, whatever it is. New, cool, plug it in, and let's get this going. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. So on Saturday, April 28th, from 9:30 until 5:30, Edie Crane will facilitate a day retreat called Lighting Up Your World, the Art of Conscious Creation. This will be a journey of self-awareness and discovery where you will use some of the principles taught by Dr. Joe Dispenza, author of You Are the Placebo, and Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. We will explore our growing edges and expand our spiritual toolboxes to hone our vision for ourselves and the world. Tuition for this all-day class is $75, and it will include lunch, so you can sign up on our website. So, Unity of Gaithersburg is gearing up for another wonderful week of SEE, Spiritual Education and Enrichment. And as many of you know, we've been doing this here every year for 25 years now, long time. We were one of the first to do this out in the field. And our tradition is continuing. Our classes will be offered from June 3rd to June 8th. And this year's theme is Deepening Our Knowing, Shining Our Light. We're offering 7 classes that teach the Unity's approach to the Bible, to metaphysics, meditation, healing, and prayer. In each of these classes, you will acquire tools to live a more spiritually fulfilled life. You will deepen your understanding of what you are and the light you are here to express. Our faculty brings over 100 years of experience in Unity. We're either all very old or something. Or we have a lot of faculty. Either way, okay. So, come learn from these wise and loving souls. And you know, Reverend Cheryl and myself are part of that faculty. There you have it. There's 100 years right there. Thank you, Brad. So, please join us with C this year. It will be a week that you'll always remember. For more details and registration, you can go to our website. It's all there. We also have brochures in the lobby out there that you can use if you want to sign up by paper. So anyway, I hope you all make it, because I'm looking forward to another great week in June. So Sunday, May 13th, is Mother's Day. How about that? Okay, so for all of you honoring that special occasion, we're going to have our slideshow of those who have served as our mothers. And that could include our birth mothers, our adoptive mothers, mother figures, mentors, and fathers who served as maternal figures. If you would like to honor someone, please submit a couple of photos of your loved one. If you have submitted pictures before, because we have done this in the past, please resubmit for this year's slideshow. And we would like to have your slides here by May 6th, Sunday, May 6th. And if you could submit digitally in the JPEG format to our website. So, okay, those are our announcements. And now, if you could center yourselves so that we can reflect on our daily word. Our focus is highest good, and our affirmation, I call forth my highest good. When involved in an unhappy circumstance, I don't give away my power. I am not a limited being. I know that I am capable of changing my life's direction, and that my radiant inner light can never be dimmed. The truth of me is that I am strong, wise, and unlimited. I am a divine spiritual being. From this knowing, I call forth only my highest good as I work to consciously hold life-affirming thoughts in my mind and heart. Anytime I have a negative thought, I reclaim power from the limited belief underlying it. I claim the truth of me and then appreciate all my blessings. As I continue to expand my knowing of what I am, I gain a deeper understanding of the inherent goodness life is. Everything is for me, and I am grateful that I call forth and see all my life experiences as the highest good for me and all. and from Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good. So let us now prepare for our meditation by singing All Is Well. So I invite you to once again take a deep breath and just begin to just center yourself in the activity of inner reflection by breathing deep and consciously into an open heart. So as we breathe deeply, we feel our physical bodies relaxing and centering, sinking into the chair beneath us. And today's meditation time is our time to simply open our heart and mind to the goodness life is. And regardless of whether you're feeling right now, life's flowing and it feels good and life-affirming. This is our opportunity to open to an awareness of what we do have to be grateful for. And so I just invite you in this time of stillness to just bring one thing into your mind's eye that you are grateful for. And notice as you bring that thing or that someone or an experience to your heart and mind, notice how you feel. Notice how it feels to be grateful. Do you feel more peaceful in your physical body, more relaxed? Do you feel joy and a heightened awareness of your life? The things that we have to be grateful for in our life are a reflection of life's inherent goodness. That within and around and surrounding everything in our lives is the infinite light of divine love
and flow and wholeness. And when we pause to reflect on that which we have to be grateful for, we allow ourselves to connect to life's inherent goodness. So as we move now into a time of silence, I invite you to continue to bring to your heart and mind what it is you are grateful for in your life. What are you grateful for that reflects life's inherent goodness? In this silence. So we breathe into our heart and we give thanks for the goodness in our life. And as we reflect on that goodness, we notice more goodness flows into our awareness. As we seek to find life's gifts reveal themselves to us. How grateful we are. And so it is. Amen.
I knew one day I knew I claim a blessing. This is how I start the day, knowing good is on the way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred, power of the spoken word. Take my life and redefine. Break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I lift my thoughts to a higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Each day unfolds just as it should when I'm focusing on my good. Life is filled with opportunity. I wonder what good will happen for me. I claim a blessing. I claim it. Ooh, I claim a blessing. You claim it. I claim a blessing. Oh, claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing.
Well, there was a man who asked his wife, "What gift would you most like for your birthday?" And she said, "I would love to be 10 again." So on the morning of her birthday, he got her up bright and early, and they went to a theme park. He put her on every ride in the park: the death slide, the screaming corkscrew loop, the wall of fear. She rode every ride there was, and she staggered out of the theme park 5 hours later, her head reeling and her stomach churning. Then they were off to a movie theater where they ate popcorn and Twizzlers and drank Coca-Cola. At last, she staggered home with her husband and collapsed into bed. And her husband leaned over and said, "Honey, how is it like being 10 again?" And one eye opened and she groaned, "Actually, honey, I meant dress size." She didn't see the gift. Well, before we move into our message this morning, I wanted to just acknowledge that there are about 23 people that aren't here this morning because they are at Hallowwood Retreat Center. The women are having a retreat this morning, and they're having their own service there, and they're just having a wonderful time. I saw them on Friday night, and they were just geared up to have a wonderful retreat time. So we just send them a blessing right now. So today is our day to explore gifts that life brings us, even when we don't think we're asking for them. or when we can't see them. Because life as we experience this has its ebbs and flows, doesn't it? And when life flows, meaning when it feels good and there's money in the bank and we're healthy and our relationships are good and we just feel like we're in the flow, life is pretty darn good, isn't it? And it's easy to see our blessings. But even when life is flowing, though, sometimes, as a disclaimer, sometimes we can take some things for granted, right? Maybe we don't really acknowledge the good that's in our lives the way maybe we ought to. But if someone asks us what the good is in our life, more than likely we'd be able to come up with something. But to me, the tricky part can be when the good in our lives seems to be ebbing, when there isn't the money we want in the bank, when we don't have the job we want, we're not expressing the health and vibrancy we want to be, and some of our relationships possibly are less joyful. Maybe we're just stressed. Is life still good? And well, more often than not, we might label it hard or difficult, a challenge. And in Unity, we always say, it's a growth opportunity. You just want to run screaming from the room when they say that sometimes. And then you hear, oh, it's all for us. Oh, goody. But in truth, that's really the case. But I really want to acknowledge, that what we're feeling, when life doesn't feel like we can't see how life is good. And the tricky part about that, folks, is that when we're not acknowledging life's goodness, when we're kind of feel resistant in one area of our life, the tricky part is that it can't not flow into the rest of your life. Our lives really are not compartmentalized. And we can feel stressed, and it can show up in our physical bodies like tummy aches and headaches and back pain and shoulder pain. And that's when we tend to medicate. We might eat too much or drink too much or sleep too much. And we start maybe avoiding life, isolating. When life feels bigger than us, there's nothing I can really do. What's the point of getting involved? I can't make a difference. How in these situations can we find the gift, the always existing good? So, regardless of what's happening, the truth is, folks, is that there really, truly is a gift in it for us. And when we can find that gift, when we can pause in the midst of a swirling storm and look for it, we can ease its impact and come to a place of peace within ourselves. And I just want to say, this is beyond a Unity platitude. You know how we say in Unity, it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Well, it is. And how do we get there? Because the reality is, what universal law is, folks, is that when we stay stuck in our negativity, negativity breeds negativity. Fear breeds more fear. Scarcity tends to just breed more experiences of scarcity. But positivity, when we can find the good, breeds more positivity. Love generates more love. Abundance thinking and acting creates more abundance. It's just the law of the universe. It's really not magic. So, how do we create that? Well, I want to share an experience that I had back in Kansas with you. And I was living in this cute little apartment that had a nice little patio. And I decided that I wanted to, get some cute little cushions for my little deck furniture and plant some flowers. I mean, it doesn't look like Keith and Carrie's house, but, I had some little plants out there, and I was so proud of it. And I'd go out, and I'd sit out, and I'd meditate, and it was great. And when all of a sudden I started noticing that my plants were turned over, and the dirt was everywhere. And then I came out one day, and there was poo on my seat cushions. I was not happy. And what I discovered was that my neighbor below me was feeding the raccoons. Yeah. She was feeding the raccoons, and it was to the point where this went on for about 2 years. Oh, yeah. And I called the apartment management. I even called, the branch of the police that comes out and humanely can remove animals. But the thing is, when the source of the food doesn't go away, they keep coming. And I lived around some woods. So I got to tell you, it was to the point where, yeah, I started to feel victimized by it. I mean, there was poo. Consistently. And I couldn't put my plants out there. There was no way. And so I just thought, okay, how do I handle this? Because this is not going to change in the external right now. And I was really not having a good day, consistently. So I thought, okay, I got to practice what I preach here, because, I was serving in a ministry in that time. And so I thought, okay, the first thing I get to do is I got to stop pushing against what's happening. I can keep doing that, but it's kind of like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting it to be different, because it was not going to be different. And so I think this is the hardest step, folks. If you think about something in your life that you're not really enjoying, where you're not really finding the gift and you're not really finding the good, how difficult it can be to stop pushing against it, to stop resisting it, to stop judging it. It's unjust. I thought, there is no justice here. And I felt wronged and victimized. So I thought, okay, I got to stop resisting. And then I had to ask myself, what valuable information is this situation telling me? Because if I really believe that life is inherently good and there's a gift in everything, man, oh man, I get to find it right now. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to set an intention to find the gift in this situation. And then I got to self-observe. Wow. Yeah, observe. Observe my thoughts, observe my feelings, notice where I was feeling it in my body, notice when I just really wanted to do something ugly in return. There's human thoughts, right? Okay. And then I thought, okay, I've got to go to my inner space of peace and let go of my judgment, because the thing about it is, and I went directly to my neighbor and asked her to please stop, and there was a denial there and all that, So I did go direct, and I kept, I just noticed the more I judged and the more critical I was, the more it kept me entangled in the negative energy. So it's like, okay, that's part of that pushing against. So, as I access my inner peace, I ask myself, what is mine to do and what is mine to know? And so, one day, I got the, what I had known for a long time was that it was my time to move. I knew it. And it's like the universe was just helping me out to reach clarity. I knew it was time for me to move. And so I went, okay, what a gift. What a gift to reach that clarity. And also, what a gift it was for me to be able to pay attention to my inner process and notice what came up for me. Because, folks, what came up for me was old stuff. Old beliefs I've been holding. You know what I'm talking about. When we feel victimized, when do we feel victimized? What is this story really about? It has nothing to do with raccoons. It had nothing to do with raccoons. The gift was me being able to glean clarity about what the gift was in this and to pay attention to my own process so I could grow in the midst of this. See, the metaphysical teaching here, folks, is that within everything, within your life, within every situation, there is infinite God, divine energy. Infinite possibility. There's creative energy in everything. It always is, regardless of whether we're acknowledging it or not. And what I noticed in this situation is that the more I was pushing against what wasn't working for me, the less in tune I was with this creative energy. The less possibility there was for me to be aware of a new possibility. See, the possibilities are always there. It's just we block our awareness and connection to them through our resistance and our judgment, through our unwillingness to just get quiet and go, what is this really about? And what is the gift in this for me? I tell you, folks, it sounds like a simple process, but it kind of wasn't in that situation for me. But I also want to invite us to look at what we're talking about, see, as change. I needed a change. Change is where transformation happens, folks. And change is where we kick and scream because we kind of want change, but at the same time, we want homeostasis, right? Because change is going to call us to change. And I'm so excited about SEE, where Reverend Robert Brumman is coming, who wrote the book Finding Yourself in Transition. And he's going to teach a class on that during the week. And I have found that to be one of my most sacred texts on my spiritual journey, because this is the short and condensed version. He talks about the value of change and our process of change. And in order to create a new beginning, a new possibility, we've got to have an ending. So I had to end my judgment of my neighbor. And in order to have a new beginning, I had to be in that space of discernment, which is called the void. That name just is like void. Who wants to be in the void? It sounds really dark. But the void is where the seedlings take root. The void is that fertile period where we do our inner work. So we end, we create an ending, we're in the void, and then a new flower sprouts, a new possibility. And if you come to that wonderful class, you'll hear a whole lot more from him. He's such an expert in change, using it as a spiritual awakening. See, the thing is, folks, we can use change, and we can use the things in our life that are, holding us hostage, it might feel like, to have a spiritual awakening. But we can't have a spiritual awakening if we're resisting. We have a spiritual awakening when we find the gift. So I just invite you in your life this week to look at whatever situation you're resisting. And you know what that is for you. And what I invite you to do this week is to just notice your resistance. Just notice and see if you can breathe into it and just create a space, an opening for what is mine to know, what is mine to do, what is the gift in this. And once you set that intention, I promise you, you'll know. It will be revealed to you as you open your heart and open your mind. Change is calling us. Change is the step to spiritual awakening. But we get to find the gift. And I hold that with you, and I hold no raccoons in your future. So let's affirm together. As I claim the gift in every situation, the blessings in my life expand. I look for the good, and I find it. Bless you. Thank you.
And now, this is our time to give from our unlimited abundance and open hearts. As you hold your tithes and offerings in your hand, here's some of the prosperity wisdom from How to Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. I open my whole being to divine flow. I empty myself of everything that denies the good I so fervently desire, and establish my mind in expectancy, knowing that all the good there is belongs to everyone who will take it. I receive and enjoy the divine gift and pass it on. So let us now affirm our blessing together. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
Brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith.
3, 4.
It's a busy place out there, complicated world we share, working with no guarantees. I believe that what we need is what we need is brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith, brave faith. Sometimes we are slow to trust, wisdom hidden deep in us. Fear of failure keeps us down. What we all could use right now is brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith, brave faith. Someday we can all look back at turning points along our path. That's when we will point with pride to every good choice, guided by brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live
So let's stand and welcome in our youth.
I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together. I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together, coming together, coming together. Coming together, coming together, coming together, coming together, coming together, together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together.
Good morning, everybody. So, for the Youth and Family Ministry, April is the month of prayer, and so we continued our study of the power of affirmative prayer in our lives. And here's the kids telling you all about it.
The power of affirmative prayer brings up the power of who I really am.
Through the power of prayer, I am aligned with the sacred peace within, and I experience sacred peace throughout my day.
Through prayer, I find my divine strength. I remember that peace on earth begins with me.
Thank you all. Let's stand. Let's bless our children.
You are the light of the world. Live as the light. Please join hands and let's sing our peace song. have a beautiful and blessed week, finding the gift. Bless you.
Faith.